Hey YouTube, it's your girl Kat back. I am here today with a video in response to the comments made by Justice Amy Coney Barrett. There's been a lot of buzz in the press. I mean, it's not just, birth moms and adoptees and that type of stuff talking about it. Everybody's pretty much talking about it. And I wanted to give my take on it because I'm a birth mom and I know what it feels like to be the person that she thinks everybody who wants an abortion should be. So I'm going to start with my intro. I am Kat Davald. I am a 47-year-old birth mother in reunion with my 31-year-old daughter. So, on Wednesday of last week, Amy Coney Barrett was presiding over the Mississippi adoption laws and the whole thing going on with that. So, in her comments, this is what she had said. So petitioner points out that in all 50 states, you can terminate parental rights by relinquishing a child after birth, and I think the shortest period might have been 48 hours if I'm remembering data correctly. So it seems to me, seen in that light, both Roe and Casey emphasize the burdens of parenting. And insofar as you and many of your amici focus on the ways in which forced parenting, forced motherhood would hinder women's access to the workplace and to equal opportunities, it's also focused on the consequences of parenting and the obligations of motherhood that flow from pregnancy. Why don't safe haven laws take care of that problem? She goes on to say, it doesn't seem to follow that pregnancy and then parenthood are all part of the same burden. And so it seems to me that the choice, more focused, would be between, say, the ability to get an abortion at 23 weeks or the state requiring a woman to go 15 or 16 weeks more and then terminate parental rights at the conclusion. So basically what she is saying is that because every state now has safe haven laws, which are basically you can go to any fire station, police station, or hospital and drop a baby off, no questions asked. And you don't get in trouble. There's no abandonment, like legal criminality associated with that. So because all 50 states now have safe haven laws, that getting rid of abortion isn't a problem because now women can just go ahead and carry all those babies to full term and then give them up in the safe haven laws and just, go ahead and relinquish them to adoption. Here's my problem with this, as is so many other people's. Number one, okay, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to give your child up. And her, Amy Coney Barrett, as a woman who's been pregnant 5 times, should know that you develop a bond with the child you're carrying. It doesn't matter how it happened. It's something innate. It just happens. The other thing is that scientifically, mother and child swap cells during the whole pregnancy. So the baby's cells will flow through the mother's blood system and vice versa, and therefore you become one. So it's not that easy. Like there's a bond there. Like there's you join as one. So to say that, oh, it's just, go ahead, you can just go ahead and give that child up, no, questions asked, it's easy peasy, that's not quite the case, Justice Barrett. The other thing is the grief that goes on with that, you know, after you relinquish, it changes your life. It's not just like, oh, goodbye, okay, see you later, you know, and so it's not that easy for the birth mother. What a lot of articles that I've been reading are not really speaking about, they're speaking about a lot of the birth mother side of it. They're not speaking about the adoptee side of it. And there's a whole lot of trauma that goes along with that. I mean, could you imagine, abortion was illegal, so I had to carry you to term, so, you know, there were safe havens laws, and so, you know, I put you up for adoption because I couldn't care for you. It wasn't a time or whatever, you know? But the fact that you were born because it was illegal otherwise, you know, just the stigma of that. So there's the trauma for adoptees, which should be forefront too, along with the birth mothers. But, you know, it's not really being talked about as much as the birth mothers side of it. You know, I'm going to backtrack a little bit here and go back to it's not so easy to forget. You know, there are reminders every day. Even not just the memory of it, you know, you have stretch marks that stay with you your whole entire life, and every time you look in the mirror, you get that reminder. So not only would it be detrimental, you know, to think about the baby, but think about the forced pregnancy that you had to carry because it was illegal, because Justice Amy Coney Barrett thought that, you know, it was just easy to give up a kid. You know, it really changed who I was. And to force something like this on women would be just crazy. I mean, you might as well go back to 1984 and George Orwell's book or The Handmaid's Tale. I mean, that's what it sounds like, honestly. Like, it's crazy. Like, when that's just crazy talk. There's no bodily autonomy. Like, literally, this country is trying to make us, you know, do what they want. Like, it's illegal for me to do what I want with my body. Like, that's ridiculous. You know, I don't think that the government should be getting involved in things like that. I mean, I know they love to, but, you know, I just think it's nonsense. I don't think that they should be. Moving on from the emotional side of it, because that's obviously forefront, just the thought of it, and a lot of the articles that I'm reading, and I'm going to link them all down below. I mean, the Washington Post, the Associated Press, the New York Times, Vogue. I've read so many different little editorials and articles on this subject, you know, and they're all pointing that to that too, which, I mean, finally people are, you know, it's starting to become mainstream, and how adoption isn't all puppies and rainbows, and how it's not easy, and how detrimental it is to one's mental health. You know, it's so, thank God, I mean, finally, you know, things are finally coming out. But moving on from the mental aspect of it, what about the physical aspect of it? You know, so she expects women to carry a baby full term, which means their body changes, their hormones change, everything about them changes. It creates a burden to physically go to work, you know, just to make a living. You know, so if you outlawed abortion and made this woman go to work at 8, 9 months pregnant. I mean, what if she does something like construction, you know, or a mechanic, or working in a kitchen, and it's not easy to work pregnant. It's not easy to just to be pregnant, you know, and so you're doing that, and then what if you know, it puts a burden on her raising her other children if she has other children. You know, she has to find care for other children, and or what if she even keeps this child and she has to, you know, find care for it and raise it and everything. Like, you're just creating something that doesn't need to be. These laws shouldn't be allowed. I should be able to do what I want with my own body. So that's one part of it, is, you know, you're just not thinking about all the aspects of it. The other part of it is risk. Some women just can't be pregnant. It's an actual health risk. It can kill them. Whether it be, you know, high blood pressure. I don't know the medical terms or anything, but I know that some women can't be pregnant because their blood pressure goes up too high, or whatever, like whatever the medical thing is, but it's a risk. And in this country, we have one of the highest rates of maternal death. And I mean, and it's ridiculous that we do. But it's something like 17 people out of 100,000 die from childbirth. Are you kidding me? And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. That's a really high. You know, we're like 5th in the world for the highest amount of maternal death. It's insane. Italy has 4. Ireland, 5. Canada, 6. Germany, 7. UK, 8. France, 10. And we're at 17. And that was, I don't even know what the date of that was. I saw a few conflicting ones, but they were between 17 and 26. Okay, so I went with the lowest number. I didn't even go with the highest number. I went with the lowest. 17 people out of 100,000 die in labor in this country. Like, you know, our medical is supposed to be so great and everything, but they die giving birth. And so there's a risk that she just wants everybody to, you know, oh, hey, no biggie. Just carry that baby, you'll be fine. So, you know, it really just bothered me that she could be so flippant about, you know, just carry the baby. You know, and as a mother of 5 children, she should know better about how that bond works and how you feel after you give birth. I mean, imagine, you know, having to give one of those kids away. You know, and she's also an adoptive mother. So I don't know if that plays into it. But, you know, honestly, when she got voted into that seat, I knew she was going to cause problems. I just had a feeling. I knew something was going to happen. And in the whole community, you know, there was the uproar about her, you know, because she was an adoptive mother and everything like that. So, you know, because of this, I've started to see other little things pop up. A Birthmom friend of mine tagged me in a post, and this is the post. This ad, I don't even know what to call it, but this isn't a mall. Like, I'm mortified, you know. I'm mortified seeing this because, like, that's just another reminder. Like, stuff like this is going to be starting to pop up all over the place now because of the whole abortion, adoption, you know, debate thing. How, you know, oh, well, you could just give it up for adoption. It doesn't matter, you know. So what's happening is that, there are all the agencies who are losing a lot of money because a lot less people are giving their child up for adoption. So they love this. You know, they love the fact that, you know, Amy Coney Barrett wants to, you know, just do everything adoption and not abortion, you know, because then they get the big bucks. You know, the agencies win, you know, and I don't know if this was put up by an agency or maybe pro-lifers or anything, but it's disgusting. You know, if I was walking through the mall, I'd just be mortified. I'd probably burst into tears. Like, what is that? To thank you, birth mother. We love our adopted baby. You kidding me? Like, it's inappropriate. It's an inappropriate place for that. You know, thanks for the reminder that, you know, I don't have my kid anymore. And she calls somebody else mom. Thanks. Well, I'm shopping in the mall. So I don't know, YouTube. What do you think about what she had to say? Tell me in the comments. I just wanted to pop in and share my thoughts on the whole thing. I'm not a happy camper about it. Let's see where this goes and what this develops into, but I'm sure that it will give me many more talking points. So let me know. Like, subscribe, share, and let me know in the comments what you think about this whole debacle. All right? Talk to you soon, YouTube. Bye-bye.